All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is practice over and done with. Let's get ourselves ready and set up for some racing action then here in Abu Dhabi. Right, let's get all of these swapped over to a fresher part. Your country sucks. It's true. Your idea of underwear, we call it pants. I swear to God. Google if you don't believe me, but we call it pants. I'm not tripping you up. I swear. Right, that's all the components done there. So this is how the R&D is looking then heading into the final race of the season. You can see there are 3 teams there, but pretty much all joint really, aren't they? McLaren have definitely departed a little bit on the R&D side. Red Bull following along, Mercedes in 3rd. Then we've got Ferrari, Aston, and Audi. We actually have dropped down a little bit on the R&D, haven't we? I remember we were sitting like 3rd place, I think, at one point, weren't we? Maybe even 2nd on the R&D. So, unfortunately, we're not there anymore. We have dropped down a little bit, I guess because of regulations more than anything. And, yeah, we now are the 6th ranked team on the R&D, but it is still quite close in that top end. So, no surprise we're still scoring good results, really. However, saying that, Williams, Haas, and Alpine aren't really that far behind us, are they? So, maybe this is a good time to jump ship away from Audi before it sinks even further down that R&D. But, yeah, you can see Cadillac, second worst team, and then Racing Bulls are a million miles away down at the bottom there as well. They've been struggling big time lately in that second kind of Red Bull car, really, isn't it? The sister car, I guess you could say. Sister team, maybe. This is how the championships are looking heading into qualifying as well. Like I said, the Drivers' Championship is already secured. We got that a couple races ago out in Vegas, but all of our attention now turns onto the Constructors' Championship. We cannot win the Constructors' Championship anymore. That is now mathematically impossible to win the Constructors' Championship, but we can still get 2nd place. We sit 4th right now, 29 points behind Red Bull, which is still a decent amount of points, but hopefully we could try and find some big points today and get ourselves a result over Red Bull. It does need to be a very big result, though, and we're going to need Hulkenberg to pull his weight, because if he doesn't, we're in big trouble. We need to basically get a win and, at least a P7, basically, while Red Bull DNF. So it's a lot of points to try and ask for right now, but fingers crossed we can try and make something of it and get a bit of luck our way. Maybe if one of the Red Bull drivers retires, that might make it a bit easier as well. But, yeah, that is the order of the championship so far. We're currently only 19 points behind Ferrari as well, so still got some work to do there too. But, yeah, that is everything set up and ready to go. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to get ourselves ready and on the way for qualifying here in the final race of the season. Let's do this. Q1, here we go. Pants as kids, then boxes after 13. Yep, that's pretty much recall them as well.
Welcome along, everybody.
Although, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I started saying underwear eventually as well. I'm not going to lie.
And we're here in Abu Dhabi.
We call trousers pants? I have never, ever called trousers pants. Never. I've always said trousers. Usually, I'm a bit more specific about the trousers, though. Like, if I'm wearing joggers or something like that, or jeans, or, you know, anything like that, I'll usually be specific with it, really, but I was going to say, Jam, you'd be a fake Brit right there. No LMU today? We'll be doing some LMU, Darren. But we're going to do it after this race, though. It won't be a full day of LMU. Once the race is done, we'll jump onto LMU for a race or two. Right, let's load up our Abu Dhabi setup. There we go. Right. Let's load up a little bit of fuel in the car as well, just for an extra lap if we need it. Soft tires are bolted on. And I think we're good to go. All right, let's head out for our first lap. Let's do this.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
Toby, thank you for following me. Appreciate it. Welcome in as well. Pants wear what you wear under your trousers. Yeah, that's the debate that's going on right now. We're having that North America versus UK debate about what pants truly are. We call it underwear. They call it trousers, basically. They probably don't know what trousers mean either. All right. Let's get the tires nice and warm for our first lap. I call dinner tea. Oh yeah, that in itself is a UK conflict. The UK has its own, like, civil war about what we call dinner or tea. whatever the last meal you have of the day is, basically. People up north will call it tea, and they call their lunchtime dinner. Whereas down here, we call it breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's how it is here. I think F1 used to this, but do you guys think they should bring it back? Only one lap quality for Q1, Q2, Q3, not running 3 or 4 laps. I think it would be in some interesting starts, the best having multiple laps and lower to get to Q3. Honestly, if you want my opinion, I would kind of maybe bring back the rule of whatever tire you qualified on in Q2 is what you start on. I was kind of like, I wanted that rule to be dismissed. However, since it's been gone, it has been like kind of plain sailing on strategy, really, isn't it? I think it added a little extra element into strategy. So I wouldn't mind having that rule back. But I know there was like quite a lot of conundrum about it as to whether, you know, a team who's like midfield, who doesn't get to Q3 much, would get into Q3 and then they'd be shafted in the race because they have to start on worn tires. So I very much see the downside of it. But it did really spice up the strategies a bit more. Ooh, that's a little bit deep. When did the update of 26 cars come in? It hasn't. This is a mods. Where am I from? I'm from the southeast of England. Per middle sector. Green the first one. Wasn't a great first sector. Actually got a little bit more battery we can use here, I think, as well. And the final corner we go. Down to the line. It's going to be a 22.2 to get us going. That's not bad. Could definitely go faster than that, but 22.2 to get us going. We are ahead of Alonso, Sainz, Piastri, and our teammate Nico Hulkenberg so far as well. We've still got a few drivers out there on laps, though, so... George Russell right behind us there. Oh, my God. What on earth is happening? AI going mad again. Jesus. Am I on console or PC? I'm on PC. What team do I support? I'm an Arsenal fan. Is this mod free? Yep. All the mods I use are free. Are we doing another season? Yeah, we're doing a season 2. At the end of this race, we'll be deciding the future of Berry Audi, what team we join for next season. So make sure you are here for later on the stream. You guys will get to decide if we leave the team, and if we do leave the team, where we go. So your say will be very important later on. Yo, what are these guys doing, man? Why are they so grouped up? God, I hate the AI in quali, man. They're so dumb.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Okay, let's head back into the garage. I don't want to mess with these guys anymore, bro. They're being very messy for some reason, so... Let's head back to the garage and have a look at our times. That first lap was pretty good, though, I think. So, let's see what we can do. See if we need to do a second lap. Don't think we need to, but... As the tyres looking off that first lap as well, actually. Ooh, those rear tyres are not pretty after one lap, really, are they? Okay. I thought this was practice. No. No, we don't do practice anymore. We jump straight into quali. I got too many complaints in the past about me doing practice. I just murdered a Williams mechanic. My bad, bro. Seek our HR department. They'll sort you out a compensation fee. I get so much tire wear on F1 career. Why? What races do you do? Do you do half distance races? Full distance? What distance do you do? 50%? That'll be why. The tire wear is doubled in a 50% race, so that'll be why you're struggling so much on tires. Jesus. Why are we 6/10 up? That can't be right. I mean, Max Verstappen's gone P13. we 6/10 up? That lap wasn't that good, surely. Albon's gone P2 now, 5/10 away. Pierre Gasly goes P5 now as well. George Russell, 22.6, decreased the gap to 3/10. I mean, that seems a bit more reasonable, but I'm surprised the gap is that big, though, after that first lap. It wasn't the best first lap, but I guess it was okay enough. Let's skip a little more time. Let's see. Lewis Hamilton now a 10.5 away. Okay. Those are more reasonable gaps, I guess, but still is a lot more than I was expecting. Didn't that lap be enough for a P1, but it's going to be a nap for now. So, I mean, Max Verstappen is going to have to do another lap here, isn't he? Because he's down in P22 right now, a second away from Arvid Lindblad. So maybe he got held up in the AI conundrum happening that we saw there. But Verstappen will have to do a second lap here because that is not going to be enough for him to get through to Q2, obviously. But I think for ourselves, 22.2, I'm fairly happy with that. I think we are good to retire. Let's have a look. Well, Verstappen did reduce the gap at least. And rightly so, I'd say, because there was no way he was 3 seconds off the pace. Verstappen does improve to P2, but we top Q1 on the first time of asking, which I was not expecting. That was a good enough lap, I guess, to my own surprise. But yeah, Max Verstappen in P2, Hamilton P3, Russell, Herger, Albon, Alonso, Sainz, Berman, and Leclerc all in that top 10 as well. Bit of a gap between the two Ferraris so far. Pierre Gasly and Oscar Piastri are through to Q2 as well. Stroll, Norris, Ocon, and Antonelli all through to Q2. And then leaving us... Bro, are you kidding me? Nico Hulkenberg is out in Q1, chat. On the day we're trying to fight for P2 in the Constructors, he goes and gets himself knocked out in Q1. When will this guy pull his weight a little bit, man? Just a little bit. This is the most important race of the season right here for P2 in the Constructors, and he goes and gets knocked out in Q1. His race pace better be out of this world, bruh. Outrageous. Hulkenberg will start P18 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Colapinto and P17. Perez, Lawson, Bottas, and Lindblad all knocked out as well. But our teammate getting knocked out in Q1, that is a huge disappointment and really puts a bit of a dent in our chance of trying to get P2 in the Constructors. It's all eyes on us now, basically, isn't it? To try and recover something out of this. But, yeah, P1 for ourselves, P18 for our teammate. That is, yeah, a generational fumble. That's the best way of doing it. All right. Let's try the old soft tires for our first lap in Q2 then. We'll do 3.4 laps of fuel as well. And... all right, that'll do. Let's head out for our first lap Q2. I can't believe that, man. Unbelievable. We need to score 29 points over Red Bull today. And the very thing you shouldn't do to make sure that doesn't happen is get eliminated in the first qualifying session. That is the very last thing you should do. Man, Nico's got me all tilted right now. Jesus. Hulkenberg doing a Checo Perez roleplay? Apparently so. Thoughts on Saudi and Bahrain getting cancelled? I mean, it was always going to be, really, wasn't it? There is a chance we might see Saudi back in the calendar later in the year, but those two Grand Prix were always going to be cancelled. It took them way too long to cancel it, in my opinion, really, but that was always going to happen. All right. Let's focus on tire temps. Rear tires are really looking pretty good. I'm a bit worried about those rear tires. The front tires look pretty decent. The rear tires look pretty decent, but the front tires are a bit cold. But how quickly the rears warm up does worry me about the tire wear. All right, here we go. First lap of Q2. What's differential? It's one thing I never understand. The differential of the MFD. It basically distributes the power to each rear tire through a corner. So the higher the differential is, it would distribute power evenly across the rear tires, which is great for trying to push out of corners and stuff in Monza, for example. And then if you lower it, it'll unlock the transmission a bit more and let them rotate at different speeds through corners. In this game, though, you can safely leave it 100%. You don't need to really adjust it too much. Purple first sector. Come on. Don't do it, Kimmy. Don't do it. Oh, I mean, it wasn't ideal, but it was a bit distracting. 2 purple sectors so far. I don't think they'll stay purple at the moment, but with the final 2 corners we go. Around the final one, foot to the floor to the line. Here's the lap time at 22.4. That's a little bit weaker than what we did in Q1, but it was an older tyre. Plus, we got a little bit impeded by Kimi Antonelli there as well. Charles Leclerc, 22.3. He takes that top spot for the time being. Will anyone else go faster? We'll find out soon enough. For the moment, we are in P2. Memphis, thank you for following me. Appreciate it. How do I have Audi?
Okay, we've only got
Everything we are using is all modded. All the liveries, all the drivers and stuff like that. It's all mods. Piastri goes into P2 now as well. We've got a lot of traffic coming up here. Oh my god. Dude, where's all this traffic? Where did this come from? Bro, what are you doing? Oh my god. This AI is outrageous. I'm trying my best to stay out of the way, but my god, they do not make it easy, do they? They do not make life easy for you. Okay, Hamilton wasn't on lap anyway, so that didn't matter too much. Does pineapple belong on pizza? For me personally, no. I have had this debate way too many times. Way too many. In my personal opinion, I don't mind pineapple on pizza. I think there are much worse things you could put on pizza than pineapple, in my opinion. Antelli's biggest fear is pineapple on pizza, and honestly, my favorite driver for that alone. Well, he is Italian, so I guess that adds up. They are quite typically not very fond of people putting pineapple on pizza, so... Can you go through the pits on that back straight? Go through the pits in the back straight? What do you mean? Any tips for someone who is new to sim racing? I have troubles with braking properly into corners. Are you playing on wheel or you're on controller? What's your current setup? If you're on controller, there's probably a little I can really help with because I don't play on controller anymore, but getting a wheel is always very useful. I think it's the F2 pits. It might be. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure which one you're talking about. On the second DRS straight, there's an alternate pit area, but you cannot access it. Oh, really? Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't know that, to be fair, so. I'm on wheel and I have a load cell pedal. Honestly, it really comes down to practicing. You know, as you said yourself, you're new to sim racing, so ultimately, everything you do comes down to practicing more and putting the time down more. I'd recommend maybe having a look up on some like guides on YouTube for people to like maybe help you out a little bit in terms of, you know, learning how to brake better and understand some of the flows of tracks better and the cornering positions and whatnot. But ultimately, it really comes down to putting the time down and, you know, learning it really. So one of the big things to learn for braking is trail braking. It's a very, very important technique to learn. Look out for on your next out lap. It's why there's 2 parallel rows there. Oh, interesting. Fair enough. Right. Lando Norris has rocketed up to the top of the timing stands here. Artemis 2 style. He's on 21.9 right now. Nearly over 4 tenths up on Charles Leclerc, 4.5 off on Piastri, and nearly 5 up on us as well. So that's a very strong lap time for Lando Norris. Much better than his Q1 there as well. Who is in that bottom 6 at the moment? Max Verstappen's currently on the knockout zone at the moment, as is Isaac Hadjar, which is quite good news for us, actually, because the Red Bulls are the ones we are targeting. So if both those can get knocked out in Q2, that'd be pretty good for us. But I'm sure they'll probably improve. And I think I probably will do a second lap here as well. I mean, we probably are safe. We're 6 tenths up on Max Verstappen right now, so we probably are safe at the moment. But I think just to be 100% sure and to boost the confidence a bit more, I think it would be good to do a second lap. So, right. Let's do this. The Aston Martin kit got to be bad luck. Well, it's last year's kit, so it can't be too bad, right? If it was this year's kit, then we've got a problem. Is it better to play with or without gloves? I mean, that is truly subjective. There's no definitive answer there, really. That is completely up to you. I personally play with gloves to protect my hands a bit more and to protect my wheel a bit more as well. But there is no, like... It's recommended to play with gloves, but there's no need to whatsoever, really. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Standing by.
But it does help with better grip on the wheel and stuff like that. It protects your wheel a bit more from the oils and stuff that you get on your hands and your sweat. And of course, you know, I've got 9 newton meters of feedback running through my hands, so it helps protect my hand a little bit against, you know, callus and stuff like that. And blisters and whatnot. I've actually gone out a little bit early here, but honestly, maybe that's not a bad thing. Don't have to worry about the traffic.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I don't know, Evans. Maybe try a complete reinstall of the game if you haven't verified the game files already. Unfortunately, I'm not very good when it comes to technical help like that, really. How to drive a Saudi in F125? Download a mod. If you're on PC. After chicane here to the right-hand side. Here? No. Did I miss it already? Wait, is it that? Is it that stand on the right-hand side? I saw some garages there as well. Really? I genuinely had no idea. Today I learned. I deadass thought they do what they do every time and sort of not share the garage as such, but share a pit lane with F1. But fair enough. All right, here we go. Final lap of Q2. Let's set down a stunner, shall we? That was a little bit slidey on the exit turn 1 there, flirting with track limits. Could also use a pit lane for GT racing. Maybe. I am not doing great on this Delta. Let's hope there's something in the final sector here, because this has not been the lap we're looking for. Yep, there it is. It was all in the final sector. 5 tenths in that final sector. My God. 21.9. That's actually a fairly similar lap time to what Lando Norris did, I think, there as well. But 5 tenths we found in that final sector. Good Lord. That is a lot of time for one sector. I will not complain, though. Let's head back to the garage. That should be more than enough to get us through to Q3. We'll probably see the first car heading out now as well for their final lap, so... Final set did it help out a lot? It did. It very much did. We use it for shorter circuit races. No 2-1-2 support for the final 2 races. Yes, hopefully GB or Jake available. Yeah. Yeah, I did unfortunately see that, so... I've still got my driver's battle to worry about right now as well as the constructors, so plenty happening for CS. It's very much like a week of finales in a way, really, isn't it? We got the career mode finale today, of course. Well, the season finale, I should say, not the career mode finale, but the season finale of the career mode. And then we have the Creator Series finale on Saturday as well, so... Plenty of finales this week. Reminds me of when Max absolutely sent it and set the 3 Monaco 23. Yup. Yeah, he was like, he was down the second sector, wasn't he, by... I can't remember how much, but he found a stupid amount of time in the final sector to put him onto pole. It's crazy stuff. Have I ever driven an F1 car or anything similar? I have not, no. Do F1 cars have a different steering wheel to F2? Yes. Does battery go down that fast like in real life? Not in this, no. Until we get the 2026 regulations in the game, then the battery will be how it was in F1 25 normally. Tips on trench control. I can't do Mexico with the double corners. Like the high-speed S section. That doesn't sound like trench control. That sounds like you're just struggling with rear downforce more than anything. Unless you are struggling in low speeds. That's where the trench control matter more, if anything. What up, Theo? What up, Larry? Right. What race are you going IRL this year? I'm not going to any F1 races this year. Not this year, unfortunately. Okay, we are currently 16,000 up on Lando Norris then. We do pip him by very, very little, but it was enough to put us back onto the top spot here in Abu Dhabi. Right, we have a lot of other cars on track right now, so we'll see what they do. We've got 35 seconds left of qualifying here too. Verstappen is currently out there. He's going to have to improve on his lap here to get into Q3 because he's currently down in P11. So a very important lap for Max Verstappen. We'll see if we can watch the rest of it with 20 seconds to go. Let's find out. What F1 tracks have I been to? I've never been to an F1 race. I have been to tracks that F1 have been to, but I've never been to an actual F1 race. Verstappen down to P12 now. Couple seconds left. We're not going to see the rest of the lap. Is Max Verstappen going to make it through? He does! Verstappen makes it through by half a tenth to Esteban Ocon. Very little against them at the end of Q2 there. And he's the only Red Bull to make it through to Q3 as well. Does that hand us a slight advantage for this Grand Prix? Both Red Bulls, well, one Red Bull is knocked out in Q2. The other just about makes it through to Q3. Also through to Q3, of course, is ourselves. We're on top by 16,000 to Lando Norris in second. Charles Leclerc completing the top 3 for the time being. Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Gasly, and Antonelli all through as well. Then leaving us in Q2 is Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Hadjar, Albon, and Behrman. So we've lost one Audi already. We've lost one Red Bull already. Now we need to try and find a way to dispatch Max Verstappen in Q3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the final qualifying session of the day. And, of course, the season as well. Can we try and put down a strong lap time here? Let's see. Are there mods to make the car more like 2026? I've not seen any. From what I've seen, at least. Do you think EA would make people delete the 26 season mods so people buy the DLC? No. There's no way you can enforce that. You're going Belgium this year? Nice. Belgium is like my kind of like bucket list track to go to at some point. I think I might have to go, though, next year as well, because the last thing I'd hate to miss out on is going to a Belgian Grand Prix, because it's obvious what they try and do with that. It's entering rotation, and it'll be phased out of F1 eventually as well, so I want to go to a Belgian Grand Prix before it gets cut out.
Okay, guys, everyone be aware the car's ready to go.
So yeah, I think I'll try and go to a race next year of some sort. Whether that be Belgium, maybe Canada. I don't think I'd go to a British Grand Prix, despite being in England. I think the British Grand Prix are so expensive. I would genuinely rather spend the money and, like, go to a track around the world instead, to be honest with you. Make a trip out of it in a way. Let's get around those temps. Are we going to do a full season next season too? Yep. Yeah, season 2 will be a full season as well. I'm hoping that season 2 will probably line us up with roughly the release of the 26 DLC. I hope. That's the idea. But obviously difficult to say when we don't have confirmation about that yet, so. If you don't get good seats, you can see hardly anything. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people get there very early in the morning, right? To try and get a good look. So. If I had the money, I'd go to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is probably quite a fun track to go to. And of course, the season finale, so. Always a bit of a party atmosphere, I'm sure. Alright, here we go. First lap, Q3. Let's see what we can say down here. Based on when Season 6 on the podium pass ends, you have 9 weeks to the DLC drops. That's assuming it does drop at the same time. Green first sector. We haven't been doing great in the first sector so far. 22.7 for Gasly at the moment. How's the middle? Let's see. Purple middle. The middle sector we won't do good at, though. Down to lap we go. How's it going to be for our first lap? 22.4. Carlos Sainz? Not anymore.
Okay,
Carlos Sainz was on provisional pole for a moment there, but George Russell's taken that away from him. P3 for ourselves. Damn. Where did Carlos come from? Crazy. He was the last person I expect to be competing for pole position. Oscar Piastri, 21.9. That's a good lap from McLaren. We're down to P5 now. Max Verstappen goes P3. Lando Norris, 21.8. We've got a good bit of time to find on the final lap here. It was looking like it was going to be a fairly smooth ride after Q1, but all of a sudden, things are starting to get a little bit tricky out here. So, 11 and 13% on the rear tires here as well. The rear tire we're starting to notch up a little bit. So that fresh soft is definitely going to be of need. Let's head back to the pits and assess the situation. We're down to P6 now, and I think everyone has done their lap now, so. All right. Let's head back to the garage and have a look what we need. Did you hear about Forza Horizon 6 going to the British Motor Museum? I did. I did see that. Yeah, the rear tires are very easy to get up, but the front tires are struggling a little bit on temp, I think. All right. This is my whole setup, Moza. My wheelbase and wheelies, my pedals are from Fanatec. I don't have any Moza pedals at the moment. I think if I was going to get a Moza pedal set, I'd probably jump onto the active pedals. Because they look very good. I've used them before in when I was at DreamHack, I think. And yeah, they were really good. Am I an Aston Martin fan in real life? I am indeed. Is there a command to your camera settings? Exclamation mark camera. I have updated the camera command as well, so it should work for everyone in the UK now. I know the website I was using before blocked access to the UK because of the Online Safety Act stuff. So I have made a new command now with updated settings. So yeah, everything's right there. Right. Let's jump onto a brand new set of soft tires. We've got 5.5 minutes to go here as well. And we're currently down in P6. So a bit of work to do at the moment. Yeah. First sector, we are 3/10 down. Middle sector's pretty good. And the final sector, we need a bit more there as well. So that'll probably be where the tire we're starting to show is that final sector. So we could definitely try and push for pole here, but we need to try and beat a 21.8. And I'm sure there'll be faster lap times going down on the final lap as well. All right. My friend's brother works for the Aston Martin F1 team. Really nice. That must be, I mean, he's probably got a lot of stories right now, that's for sure. I wish the FI would replace Bahrain and Saudi, or Saudi with Hockenheim or the Nürburgring version as a German. I mean, I'm sure we'd all love Hockenheim or Nürburgring, but the chance of that coming back right now is quite small. We may well see Hockenheim back in the future, but yeah, not anytime soon, I don't think. Middle sector is basically just straights, though. Yeah, it's pretty much the middle sector goes from turn 4 all the way down towards 5, 6. I think it's turn 7. The other hairpin, basically, the second hairpin. So yeah, it's pretty much 2 straights and a chicane. So at least our straight line speed's good, you know. That's something at least. Right, let's get down to the final 3 minutes, and then I think it is time for our final lap. Is everyone heading out? Should start seeing the first cars heading out in a moment. What's a track that's not on the calendar that should be? Oh boy, where do I start? Hockenheim, Sepang, Kyalami. 3 right there. I'd love to see back on the grids. Istanbul Park, Nürburgring. All right, everyone's heading out. Fuel's on minimum. It is indeed. Right, chat. Here we go. The decisive lap.
Okay,
Can we try and fight for pole position? We need to find, at the moment, around 6/10 to go pole, but we might need to find even more on the final lap here as well. But provisionally, 6/10 as it stands will put us onto pole position. Let's give it everything on this final lap and see what we can do. There is a Mercedes staying in the pits for this final outing, so they will not be partaking any further in qualifying. This will be the final qualifying lap of the season as well. Can we try and make it a memorable one? Let's give it everything. You can use Fanatec Pros and Moza? Of course you can. You just make them standalone. You plug it straight into the PC instead of the wheelbase. Apparently the Saudi track is being built. Can't wait for that. You say you can't wait for it until you see it. That track looks wild. With the current regulations, they're even going to make it up the hill to turn 1. They might run out of battery power and start rolling down the damn hill. What about with Xbox? Xbox, I'm not too sure. And as long as you've got, like, enough USB ports on Xbox, then it should be fine, but I'm not sure on console. I can only speak on the PC stand, or PC point of view. Do you know what? Tyres actually not looking too bad here. Front's could do with a little bit more work, but not as bad as it could be. Right, here we go. Everyone else has started at their final laps of qualifying. It's time for us to do the same. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Less than a minute on the clock as we start our final qualifying lap of this season. Let's make it a big one. Lock in. Four tenths already. Wow, what a first sector. Hold up, chat. We're cooking. We are cooking. Purple. Oh, 21 for Piastri. We're looking good here, though, Jack. Come on. Round the final 2 corners, through the final 1. Foot to the floor. We're a second up, and that is pole position. What a lap that is for our final lap of the season. We're on pole for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and I'm pretty sure we got it by nearly 4 tenths, over 4 tenths to the McLarens. What a lap to round out the season. 4 whole tenths up on Oscar Piastri in second place, Lando Norris in third, George Russell in fourth, Verstappen in fifth, Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Hamilton, and Antonelli all in that top 10. That was a lap of exactly our intentions. We wanted to assert dominance here, and we have done just that. 4 tenths is outrageous at the end of qualifying. Big lap at the end, and we will start on the best seat in the house for the Grand Prix here in Abu Dhabi. However, Max Verstappen has qualified P5. Although we're doing everything right for ourselves so far, we do need luck to fall our way a little bit for the Constructors' Championship. We can't win the Constructors' Championship anymore. However, we are in the fight for second place. We are 29 points down right now on the Red Bulls. I can show you guys on the Constructors' Championship here. We are 29 points down right now on the Red Bulls in the Constructors' Championship. If we won that second place, we are going to have to do more than just win this race. We need Hulkenberg, our teammate, to score some decent points. And he starts P17, I think it was. So that already is not a great sign, is it? That he's, starting down there. But fingers crossed, going to try and pull something out the bag and get us some miracle points here. And we're going to need those miracle points. Obviously, Isaac Hadjar got knocked out in Q2 as well. So that helps us out a little bit. But we are going to need some help from Hulkenberg here to get us into second place. And if we can't get second place, let's at least try and go for third place of Ferrari, who are 19 points ahead of us. So that is our fight right now. We've won the Drivers' Championship. Of course, we won that out in Las Vegas. But, yeah, all of our attention now is trying to score second place in the Constructors' Championship. Will today be the day? Let's find out. MB, thank you for that, mate. Appreciate it as well, dude. Is there some delay or bad connection when you plug the pedals into the PC and the base? The pedals do not go into the base. They go straight into my PC, the same as my wheelbase. My wheelbase goes straight to the PC. My pedals go straight into the PC. There's no kind of like, they don't work together in a way. They work completely separately. But no, there's no delay or anything like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I think it's time to get ourselves ready for the final race of this season. It has been a crazy season so far as well. And although we won the Drivers' Championship, all of our attention is turning onto the Constructors' Championship. Although we can't win it, we want to try and fight for P2. And we're 29 points down on Red Bull. That's a lot of points to try and get back today. But hopefully, we can expect a miracle. Well, we shouldn't expect it, but hopefully we can pray on a miracle from Hulkenberg to get us up there. We start on pole position, our teammate in P18. And, yeah, I believe the Red Bulls are 5th and 12th, I think. So that's something as well, but I've had pedals go straight into a base and had no noticeable delay. Yeah, I remember when I had my G29, the pedals go straight into a base there as well, don't they? And they're perfectly fine, so. Rep a Nasty Mine Racing t-shirt. I really want one. Honestly, they're pretty clean, I will say. Although their car is ass this year, their merchandise is very clean. It's the only thing they got going for them this year. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time to get ourselves ready for some racing action here in Abu Dhabi. We've got 58 laps of racing to look forward to. Every single race we do is always a full distance race. Every single race on this season has been a full distance race as well. And this one is no different. 58 laps, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going to face up against today. While the race loads up, I'm going to go and take a quick toilet break. If you guys grab a drink or a snack, now's a chance to do so. And then I'll be back with you guys in a few moments' time, ready for 58 laps of racing action here in Abu Dhabi.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out. Here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.28 miles of track, featuring 16 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 5 and turn 7 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Wang lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Russell, Charles Leclerc and Gasly, Hamilton, Antonelli, Ocon and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Colapinto, Nico Hulkenberg and Lawson, Bottas, Lindblad, Lance Stroll and Isaac Hadjar, Albon, Verstappen and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yeah, they have, and it's, you know, rule number 1, beat your teammate. They're the one that share the same equipment as you, and yes, the cars can vary in setup from race to race, and depending on...
Did I see a Max Verstappen penalty there, chat?
Essentially, they're your barometer, the yardstick. If you can beat them, that's the first job you have to do. And it looks like it's going their way, doesn't it? And they need to carry on this momentum, this energy through the rest of the season.
Wow. Wait, Hadjar as well?
Right, it's been a long, hard season. We're almost at the end, but we cannot switch off until after that checkered flag today. Let's try and end today's race on a high note.
You got it, Mark. We'll do our best, buddy. Hadjar had a penalty too? Yo, Hulk is P13. He qualified 17th or 18th and he starts P13 now. Bruh, GG. So Verstappen is down in P21. Hadjar is P18. Oh, chat, there's a chance, you know. Of course, we have still got to worry about the Ferraris as well. We're still 19 points down on them right now, so we've still got some work to do against the Ferraris, but... Damn, okay. That makes things very interesting, doesn't it? But we are going to need Hulkenberg to have a good race today. There's no alternative. Hulkenberg needs to have a good race in this Grand Prix. Okay. But at least he's got the benefit of some other penalties, so that's something. Right. Chat. Let's talk strategies. What is the strategy to win this race? Medium hard looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm a little bit concerned about the rear tire wear as well, so... does it tell us anyway why the penalty happened, what they replaced? It'll be an engine penalty of some sort, but it doesn't tell you what they replaced, no. 3-stopper? Why would we 3-stop it? That sounds very aggressive. We do have a soft tire, but I don't think there'd be much point doing a 3-stop with there. To be fair, the soft, medium, hard don't look that bad, actually. I don't think the softs would be very strong, though, to be honest with you. And the softs would struggle. Let's keep that there for a second. And then let's try and maximize this, shall we? So it reckons the medium tires will only do about... Probably no more than like 20 laps, really, will it? That's probably the best strategy we can do on the medium hard, I think. Yeah. It's a few seconds difference, but if we want the best start possible, we could start on the soft tires for 14 laps, then go mediums, then go hards. Would that be doable? We only have one soft tire, we only have one medium tire, so we've got to be a bit careful with how we use the tires here, really. Should say the softs in case it's a late safety car, then you're doing Abu Dhabi 21. Yeah, well, there is that possibility. Let's drop the fuel down here as well. We'll go... I'm not going to go as low as I did yesterday on the fuel, because we did struggle on fuel yesterday, so I'm going to go a little bit more conservative. End on soft, you reckon? Are these both on personalized? Oh, there is no personalized, is there? This would be what it would look like if we started on the mediums and finish on the softs. Probably something like that, I think. Oh, to be fair, that's not bad, actually, is it? That ain't too bad. Who's first in the Constructors right now? McLaren. What's everyone else doing? Around us, we've got a good few hard tires. P2 all the way down to P7 are on the hards. P8 down to P11 are on mediums, and then it's a little bit staggered from there, really. Pretty much everyone is starting mediums or hards, though. There's a good mix. We'd be the only ones starting on soft tires if we were to start on them. There's no point for fast lap anymore. That rule got removed for this season. Actually, I think for last season, actually, wasn't it? I think 25, they removed that rule. Start mediums, you reckon? Yeah. Medium, hard, soft. I ain't against it, to be fair. We can see how the tire wear goes as well and decide if we do a soft tire for the final stint or if we change it to a hard tire. I very much doubt it's possible, but if the tire wear is going very well, we might even look at a one-stop. Maybe. But that's going to be pulling it a little bit, I reckon, I think. Ford, thank you for the follow, mate. Appreciate it, dude. Welcome in as well. All right, let's do that. We're going to start on the medium tires for 20, hard tires for 24, and then soft tires for 14. Right, chat. Final little bit before we get started. Prediction time. I mean, I think it's quite obvious, the prediction, right? Who gets P2 in the Constructors' Championship? McLaren, Red Bull, or Audi? It's got to be, isn't it? I think it's got to be. Because that's where the fight is right now in the Constructors. I think that could work out very well. I know that Ferrari are only 10 points down on Red Bull, don't forget. So it could well be Ferrari who score second in the Constructors. However, if luck goes our way, it could very much easily be us as well, because we're leading the pack right now. So if it stays that way, all we need is a few points from Hulkenberg, and there's a good chance we can get second as well. So, have we got any mods? Any mods in the chat? Max is trying second last or first. Yeah. To be fair, every time Max has started with a penalty, he's always come back very well. Obviously, in Mexico, he had a penalty and won the race from there, so he's very capable. I don't think we've got any mods here, have we? All right, let's set the prediction up. Which team will finish P2 in the Constructors? Hang on, I'm out of characters. Who will finish P2 in the Constructors? There we go, that works better. Save myself a few letters. Red Bull, Audi, Ferrari, or Audi. We'll put that to 5 minutes as well. There we go. Prediction is up, ladies and gentlemen. Prediction is up. Who will finish second in the Constructors' Championship? Will it be Red Bull, Ferrari, or Audi? It is 10 points between Red Bull and Ferrari. We're 19 behind Ferrari and 29 behind Red Bull. So that is your context going into the race here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I think it is time to get ourselves ready and underway for some racing action then here in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I nearly said Qatar. Close enough. But we started P1, ladies and gentlemen. We got the best view in the house. We missed our pole position in Qatar, actually, by just 3 thousandths. But this time, we obliterated. We got it by 4/10 this time around in today's Grand Prix. And we have got the best view in the house down towards the opening corner. This is the strategy we are looking at for today's Grand Prix as well. We are going to start on the medium tyres for 20 laps, then move over to the hards for 24, and then finish on the softs for the 14 as well. That is a strategy we're looking out for today. However, we can always alter that depending on tire wear and depending on how the car feels. But for now, that's the strategy we have got locked in place for today's Grand Prix. The Constructors battle is very much alive and kicking. Who will finish second in the Constructors Championship? Will it be the Red Bulls, who currently lead that P2 battle? Will it be Ferrari, who are 10 points down? Or will it be us, who are 29 down on Red Bull? A big gap between ourselves and the Bulls, but can we find a miracle in today's race? Ladies and gentlemen, predictions up right now. Without further ado, let's get underway for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the season finale. Ladies and gentlemen, prediction is up right now. Who will finish second in today's Constructors Championship battle? Don't forget, both the Red Bulls are very far down the order right now. The Audis are in 1st and 13th. The Ferraris are 5th and 7th, I believe. So that is your context from qualifying. Make sure to get your predictions in right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everything we have worked up to has led it to this moment. 24 races completed, or will be completed, within the next couple of hours. And then it'll be time to decide the future of Berry Hockelheim. Will he stay at Audi? Will he leave? If he does leave, where will he go? You guys will get to decide where we go for season number 2. And most likely, the final season as well. But here we go for Abu Dhabi. Will it be our final time in the Audi? Will it be our final time as world champion? We've got the best in the house down towards turn 1. The rest of the grid lined up and ready to go for 58 laps of racing here in Abu Dhabi. It's 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And that is a pretty solid launch there to get us going down towards turn 1. It's only a short run to the opening corner as well. And we will hold the lead against Piastri, Russell and Norris in the opening phase of this race. They are obviously on the hard tyres right now as well, so they are going to be a little bit weaker in the early stage. Kimi Antonelli's already into P5 in that Mercedes too, so maybe we can expect him to try and get through the traffic. But with us being on the more grippier tyre at this stage, expect us to hopefully try and run away as the Grand Prix progresses. Oscar Piastri trying to get a little bit closer down towards the chicane, but too far back to make a move. And hopefully we can try and get the exit out of the chicane and then try and pull away from there onwards. Out we go from that chicane, and it's just opened up a little bit of that gap. Maybe not as much as we wanted to. The gap to Norris, though, 2.6 seconds. That is a wonderful gap already on the opening lap. Can we try and break that to Oscar Piastri? Obviously, later in the Grand Prix, as we start to get towards the end of the stint, that hard tyre will become the better tyre, but we have to make use of this medium tyre while we can and try and open up that gap as much as possible. Hopefully the Red Bulls aren't progressing too much, though. Come on. Now we go for the final corner, and 1.3 seconds to Piastri already. There we go. We've already broke that gap. Beautiful. On to lap 2 we go then, and we should hopefully not have to worry too much about Piastri in the opening phase of this race, at least. Russell is past Norris now as well. 3.2 the gap to P3. Purple first sector there as well. I'm sure that'll be beaten quite quickly, though. How are those Red Bulls doing? I think they've made up a little bit of progress so far. Difficult to say exactly where they are at the moment, but doesn't look like they're as low as they once were at the start. So they've had a good start to the race, but most importantly, not scoring any points. Got to keep an eye on the Ferraris as well, don't forget, chat. The Ferraris are very much in that battle for P2 as well, so got to be very mindful of both teams in this Grand Prix. Sun's starting to set here, obviously, in Abu Dhabi as well. It's one of those races that starts with some sunlight and quickly fades off into the nighttime as well. We'll lock up there into the final sector, but should be okay. Gap to Piastri increasing through this final sector as well. This is where the medium tyres should be at their best, really. They really fire up much better than those hard tyres in these much shorter sweeping corners. You can see that gap has now opened up to 2.6 over the line as well. Beautiful stuff. Let's keep pushing. I'm happy with that. Let's see where our teammate is, shall we? Has he made up any grounds? Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate behind, 8.4 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 11th. Time
okay.
lap, 1 minute, 27.7.
He has made up a couple places so far. He starts in P13. He's up to P11. That's a solid start for our teammate there. Very good. Let's see if we can try and keep that up, please. He is attacking one of the Aston Martins right now. Looks like there's a Red Bull who is making a move on a Cadillac down there as well, but obviously they're still quite far down as it stands too. The Ferraris are currently running in P5, and it looks like the other Ferrari's dropped down to P9 maybe. That'll be Lewis Hamilton, that other Ferrari. So he's struggling a little bit at the start of this race, but they are both on the hard tyres, so maybe they'll be stronger later in the race. Gap to Piastri, 3 seconds. This medium tyre is doing a fantastic job right now. There we go. Is that a new PB? It is indeed, by a 10th, 26.5. On to lap number 4 we go. Now we can start just sort of controlling a little bit now, can't we? This is all about control from here. Just do a little bit of Lyco as well, just to help the fuel a bit more. We don't want the same issue from yesterday happening with the fuel. So let's try and manage that. How was Qatar yesterday? We finished P2 in Qatar. Both the Mercedes are battling out down there as well. Maybe expect Antonelli to pass a teammate for P3, and he has indeed. Yeah, these medium tyres are good so far, aren't they? What's the wear looking like? I mean, that wear isn't too pretty though, is it? We've not even completed 4 laps. The rear right is on 10%. Oof. That's not what we want to see, is it? That tyre wear might become problematic much sooner than we maybe originally thought. I mean, that worries me a little bit when we go on the soft tyres later on as well. Because the soft tyres, you'd imagine, are going to have even more troubles, right? Pit lap, we're going to put on lap 20 at the moment. But I am wondering if maybe we change that. Maybe do like, I don't know, 16 on this tyre and then do 21 each on the hards. Would that be okay? Because I am a little concerned about that tyre wear. That's much more than I was expecting. Is the Audi team modded or did you create yourself? It's a modded team, yeah. We modded Audi and Cadillac both into the game, so we kind of replicated the 2026 season visually more than anything. There we go. 4.1 still the gap to Piastri. Seems like that gap might be starting to maintain a little bit. My battery's a bit of a problem right now as well. I'm struggling to charge up the battery. I think in that final sector, we'll have to just leave it in 0 ERS, basically. Is the championship over? Drivers' Championship is already done. We won that back in Vegas. However, we are very much in the fight for second place in the Constructors' Championship right now. That's where all of our attention is right now. Is it time to manage tires? It's kind of like managing everything right now. I'm trying to manage the battery, trying to manage the tires, manage the fuel. This has very quickly sort of become a management phase in this first stint. Can you maintain the lead into the race end? I hope so. We'll find out, won't we, in 52 laps. Come on. I'm sure, right, Howick? Our F1 team's testing with V8s, or is it fake? 100% fake. There would be much more noise about that if that was real. I've not heard a single thing about that.
We've got more than 50
But I'm cut.
laps of fuel remaining.
Yeah, Piastri's starting to get a little bit closer now, isn't it? Antonelli's dropped to George Russell again. I feel like the medium tires might already be on the way out. I'm not going to lie. I'm sensing a lot of sliding happening already on the car. Only 6 laps in. That's pretty crazy to say. But these medium tires are struggling on the rear ends. Maybe expect that gap to Piastri to start to close up a little bit soon. I mean, I don't think we pulled away that lap, did we? And that gap sort of stayed the same that time around, maybe. Turn 2 we go. Yeah, I can feel it being a little bit slidey through turn 3. I can feel the car wants to try and let go of that rear, so I got to be really careful going through turn 3. That might be the biggest threat, I reckon. So I got to be really careful when that happens. Rear tires right now, 16 and 18% after 6 laps. Dude, the rear right is doing 3% per lap. What is going on? On a medium tire. The temperature's not even that bad. It's a little bit high on the rear right, but it's not as bad as it could be. I guess they just wear out kind of quick round here, huh? Let's try and harvest some batch in the final sector here. Is there wheel spin that's caused the race to be that high? I think it's just because there's a few corners here which put a lot of lean on the right-hand side. And because you're quite aggressive on the throttle around here, it just powers up that wear. 27.1. That's a decent lap, to be fair, still. I may just have to try and avoid some of the right-hand side curbs and stuff to ease up the rear right. Like, this corner here is really bad for the rear right tire, and this one is really bad for the rear left as well. So there's a few corners here which can be quite costly.
What's the championship looking like?
We've already won the Drivers' Championship. We are in the battle for P2 right now in the Constructors' Championship. We are 29 points down on Red Bull, which is a lot. But we're praying on some miracles. Appreciate the 49-month resub there, Eunice, as well. Hope you're doing good, mate. Thank you for the resub. Which team you moving to next season? You will decide. You guys will decide what team we move to if we move teams. We also have the chance to stay at Audi. You guys will get to decide. Who's our teammate? Nico Hulkenberg. Who has been better in the second half of the season, but his first half was diabolical. And unfortunately, he's going back to his diabolical phase right when we need him. Actually, let's get an update on Nico, shall we? How's he doing? Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 15.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 10th place. And the time last
Well,
lap
I mean,
was
that's something.
28.6.
He's in the points. That's progress. But we are going to need a bit more than a P10 at this rate. Oh, there's another little slide there as well through turn 2. Cadillac next season? As I said, you guys will decide.
Okay, there are 49 laps of fuel
We will
remaining.
see who wants us and decide based off that. How do you fuel save around here? I tried the other day. It doesn't work. You do have to lift off quite early. This track is typically a bit of a fuel burner. In this car, it's not so bad because we've got a few fuel saving upgrades, but you probably want to do like 100-meter Lycos to try and save fuel. Pretty much through every low-speed corner, which is crazy. Down towards turn 1, down towards the hairpin, that chicane. This hairpin up here as well. The good news is there is a lot of Lyco zones in Abu Dhabi. But the track in itself can be quite brutal because you're on throttle quite a lot. Four seconds to Piastri now. And he's starting to pull some time, isn't it? Yeah, you can see the rear tire sliding under throttle there. 27.7. Fuel is doing okay right now anyway, to be fair. We started minus 0.4 down, and we're currently at minus 2.5, so... Sorry, minus 0.25, I should say. Back end still feeling a little bit loose. Tire update, 26% after 9 laps. They are struggling. Very much struggling. We've got to try and survive 8 more laps, though. Well, we could probably do a couple laps earlier, actually. What's the gap to the first Alpine chat that's leading that group? Looks to be maybe around 17, 18 seconds, maybe. If we could try and get a gap to the Alpine leading that group, we can maybe try and pit into it. That'd be a good gap. We don't want any traffic, obviously, so... If we can figure out that gap, we can try and work towards it. We've still got a few laps to pit at least anyway, so... 27.6 that time.
Great stuff. You hit that target. Really good job.
Anthony's still holding up Russell a little bit as well. The two Mercs fighting it out. A Ferrari has got into that position now, actually, so... About 14 seconds to Ferrari now. Yeah, that Ferrari will most likely start to pull some time, won't he?
Okay, there are 47 laps of fuel remaining.
We're going to need to try and increase that gap even further, but it's going to be difficult. One of the Red Bulls has already caught that train, too. So they're going to be in the fight for the points already, where Hulkenberg currently sits. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton will probably pull away from that pack, I reckon. How many seconds is Hulkenberg away from you? That's a good way of doing it, actually, isn't it? Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate behind, 18.1 seconds.
18.
They're on old mediums. They're in 10th place.
That's not bad.
Time last lap, 1 minute, 28.4.
We're going to need a bit more time, but 18 seconds is not bad. I think it's sort of in the lower 20s for a pit stop here. 23, 24 maybe. So we're in a good place. We need to try and find a bit more. 3.7 to Piastri. He's starting to close up that gap. We've got to pit before he catches us, that's for sure. So we have until Piastri gains enough on us to open up that gap to the group. That's the plan right now.
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
Gotta be careful on the battery though as well. I don't want to burn up too much of that. Look at the gap that Hamilton has already to the group. He's pulling away. That must be a slow group right now. Hit lap 15, you reckon? Only if we've got the gap. That gap is vital. Come on. Still got PTSD from losing Verstappen yesterday. Trust me, we've had much worse losses. much worse losses. Yes, it was more frustrating because of the fuel issue more than anything, but our fuel's doing good here. I'm happy with the fuel. Don't have to worry about that too much today. Today we can worry about pace and tires more than anything. 15 seconds to Hamilton. Yeah, I think Hamilton's probably fastest right now because he's on the harder tires, so the gap to Hamilton might close up. And honestly, I don't mind that too much. It's just I want to make sure I'm ahead of that group. We cannot be behind that group when we pit. That would destroy our race. Let's get an update on the gap to our team when we cross the line as well. That'll give us a good indicator to where we are. Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 20.4 seconds. They're on old
20 seconds.
They're in 10th place. And the time
I think lap 16 should be doable. As long as we get no pit crew mistakes, I think lap 16 should be a doable lap to pit. 20 seconds is good. That should work out. Now just got to make sure we maintain to Oscar Piastri. Gap's at 4 seconds at the moment. Okay, I think it's starting to unravel a little bit now. The pieces are falling into place. Antonelli is still holding off Russell. Quite impressive. Because the medium tire is definitely struggling a little bit right now. On to lap 14. 31 and 35% on the rear tires. What place are you coming after the pit? Well, I'd like to think we're ahead of that group, which will be P7, I think. That's where we want to come out. We want to come out in P7. That's the goal. It's a big train. Look at that. There's about 7, 8 cars maybe in that train. We cannot get in that train, man. Whatever happens, we cannot get in that train. We will be smoked. They will pit too. Not all of them. Only those who are on medium tires might pit, but But the thing is, you know what the AI is like? The AI will be better than we are on the mediums in terms of tire wear, and they'll go longer than we will. So you've got to bear that in mind as well. The AI usually much better on tires than we are. All right, let's get gap to our team when we cross the line again. Well, when he crosses the line. Oh, God. Gap's opened up to Piastri, though. 4.4. How are we still outpacing Piastri? No idea. Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate behind, 21.5 seconds.
21?
They're in 10th place. Time last lap, 1 minute, 28.8.
I think that's still a little bit tight, isn't it? Let's check again towards the end of lap 16. I think I won that gap around 23, 24 seconds, I think. Hopefully anyway, at least. Fuel's still looking good as well. Battery's still a problem. Medium's better than the hard. Yeah, to be fair, it's doing okay. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but the pace is still doing okay, all things considered. As proved right there. Like 2 or 3 more quick laps. Yeah, I'm trying, but these tires are really not doing great. Deadcool with the 20 gifted subs. Holy moly. Deadcool 23 with the 20 gifted subs. You'll love to see it. Chat, give me some W's for Deadcool with the 20 gifted. If you were one of those that got a gifted sub from Mr. Deadcool, make sure to drop a massive thank you to him. Thank you very much, Deadcool, for the 20 gifted, man. That is very, very generous. Let that spur us on to victory, I hope. Appreciate the 20, Deadcool. Very kind of you, man. Very, very kind of you. Piastri's gaining. Let's wait till we get to the end of the straight, on the next straight, and then get a gap to teammate. Yeah, we're getting closer for that go-kart track. Slowly but surely. One day. I appreciate it. Cool. Thank you, mate. Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 23.0 seconds.
Ooh.
On old mediums. And the time last lap...
What do you reckon, chat?
29.1.
23. Another push lap, you reckon? I am struggling on these tires, but I can try and pull out one more if you want.
Okay,
another 1 or 2, yeah?
2 laps of fuel left in the tank.
Okay, copy. We'll do another. Piastri is still getting a little bit, though. Be careful. 20 is a good number. He should have made it 23. Goes for the name, right? I appreciate it, man. Thank you, dudes. Push this lap. Yeah. Push on the end lap. Do you memorize what gear to be in for each corner? Honestly, it's all muscle memory. I don't think about shifting. It's the same as, like, blinking, for example. You know, you don't think about blinking. I don't think about shifting when driving or racing, whatever. My brain does it for me in a way. It's all very natural. However, saying that, there have been many times where I've accidentally misshifted. I have misshifted many times in the past. Is your car IRL manual or automatic? I have one car that's manual, one car that's automatic. 2.8 to Piastri. Yeah, it's getting, isn't it? All right, I think we've got to pull the plug, chat. I think it's time. Lap 17, let's go. Okay, not bad. Piastri was getting a good bit towards it, Dustin, as well, wasn't it? Right, onto the hard tires we go. Let's do this. Come on, pit crew, lock in. Do not mess this up, pit crew.
We had an issue attaching the left front wheel. I know it's not ideal, but
no.
Let's try and put that behind us and get back into this race.
No.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Bruh. I mean, we're not behind the pack. We would have been ahead of Gasly. But we're not behind the pack, at least. That's something. But, bruh. I probably can't pass Lando here either, can I? Because he's got DRS. Oh, my God. Thank God we are not behind that pack behind us, though. That would have been awful. Let's see if we can try and get the exit on Lando Norris then. There we go. Beautiful. Great exit. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide here, aren't we? We're going to go 3 wide. We are going to go 3 wide. We are going to go 3 wide. Are we going to go 3 wide? We are 3 wide. No, we're not 3 wide. We go around the outside of Pierre Gasly. That makes it 2 wide behind us. And we're into P6. Oh my God, it's all happening. I'm scared. Okay. Could have been worse. Call me Eminem with how fast I was talking there. Holy moly. right, Kimi Antonelli is in. We should be well ahead of him. This is where we should have been on the pit exit. We should have been right here on the pit exit, but unfortunately, couldn't have it the way we wanted it to. But hopefully that is nothing more than a minor inconvenience to our race.
Nico's coming in for his stop.
What 2 cars do I have? I have a Mazda RX-8 and I have a BMW 3 Series. Eminem been real quiet since Vince started streaming? Yep. Hey, you ever seen me and Eminem in the same room together? What's my dream obtainable car? Obtainable? Jesus.
Okay, no tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I have no idea. Not really thought about it. I've not really thought about attainable dream cars and such. I reckon if, like, I did a good bit of saving, I could probably get an F-Type, maybe. They're still a little bit on the... Well, they're not like stupidly pricey, but they're a little bit pricey. So if I did plenty of saving, I could probably get an F-Type in the future, but I don't think I would because it'd be a bit of unnecessary money to spend, really. Hamilton's holding up a little bit right now. So I think at the moment, Ferrari are second in the Constructors' Championship as things stand. Take a delivery of my M8 comp. Oh, nice. Lovely cars. Chipsy coming in with a 20-month resub as well. They want Chipsy for the 20 months. Around the inside we go of Lewis Hamilton. I thought we were going to go for the racing line, but he didn't really cover it off. So we will scoop to the inside of Lewis Hamilton and into P4 we go. Easy enough move. If it's a dream car, that kind of means it's unattainable, hence dream car. I guess so, yeah. I guess the question is more like, realistically, what's the best car you could afford? I guess is probably what the question more means. And even then, I still can't afford the F-Type right now, but if I did a load of saving, I probably could. But I don't want to be saving for a new car right now, really. There are other more important things I gotta save for. But who knows? Who knows in the future? We need to save for fuel. At this rate, we do.
Russell stopping now.
Okay, Leclerc and Russell in. Piastri in as well. That's a little bit earlier than I thought they'd be in, actually, for the hard tyre, but they are all in. And what's our gap going to be to Piastri? About 8 seconds. Deadco with the 3 gifted subs. There you go. That makes it 23. I'm happy with that. It wasn't 23 all in one go, but it said 23 on the leaderboard. That works out. Appreciate the 3 extra gifted subs, Deadco. Appreciate you, man. Just keep grinding. Life has lots of surprises. Yes, sir. It does indeed. We have yellow flags in Sector 1. Is that a Aston Martin? Shock. Pulling over. Yep, Lance Stroll. Hey, Chad, did you guys know Lance Stroll is doing a GT race soon? He's taking part in the GT World Challenge in Paul Ricard. And an Aston Martin, conveniently enough. The man really wants to be Max Verstappen. Can't blame him, don't we all? Say what? Yep. It's true. He'll be taking part in the Paul Ricard GT World Challenge race. Pray for the other drivers. Because he's in an Aston or because it's Lance Stroll?
Caution, caution.
Yep, there's a stricken car on the right-hand side. Turn 2.
Okay, clear.
8 seconds of Piastri. Dude, that undercut was great. Damn. Without the pit stop issue, would be about 10 seconds ahead right now. Solid. Watch him dominate the race. I am very keen to see what he can do. And I'm not going to lie, it is quite cool to see F1 drivers finally kind of going outside their comfort zone as single-seaters, really. I mean, Verstappen's always expressed interest in, you know, doing racing outside of F1. Alonso obviously has won Le Mans before as well. But it's really cool to see it happen again in a way. Seeing drivers, you know, stepping outside of single-seater and exploring elsewhere. I love seeing that. It's good for the motorsport to see that sort of thing happening as well. Do I know if you've been banned from OOC? Can you type in there? I can't see it. Then I would say yes. I want to see an F1 driver do a rally race. Who was the last F1 driver to do that? Probably Kubica, right? Actually, did Kimi Raikkonen do some rallying? Raikkonen might have done some rallying, actually. Yeah, I think Kimi might have. Kimi's done everything at this stage, I think, isn't he? Instead of me doing NASCAR at some point as well. But yeah, rallying is a crazy different skill set, really. Rally drivers and motorbike riders and stuff like that, like MotoGP, those guys will always have my biggest respect. You need balls of titanium to compete in those competitions. It's crazy how good those drivers are. Drivers slash riders, whatever. If you had to pay £100,000 to be Max's race engineer for one season, would you? No, because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And I would definitely mess up plenty of times. I'm sure it'd be a cool experience, but I don't think I'd pay 100 grand for it. I'm surprised rally isn't more popular, way more riskier. Do you know what? I do think rally is like a very popular sport in a sense, but in a way I agree and disagree, because it actually does have a pretty big following, but with how good they are, it does deserve more. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, what do they say? Never meet your heroes, right? So it would be funny though. Dude, if I was Max's race engineer, even for one race, I would become a living meme. I would be the laughing stock of Formula One. I'd have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I don't know if I would struggle with Max's lack of patience or if he'd struggle with my lack of patience. I feel like we both aren't very patient people. And that is probably the last thing you need when it comes to being a race engineer. What up, Joey? Yo, Leclerc has passed Piastri, by the way. What's happened to Piastri? This second stint has been dreadful for Oscar so far, hasn't it? He's having a torrid time down there. He was closing up to us in the first stint. He was a couple seconds away, and now he's 12 seconds behind. His pace has really dropped off.
8.7 seconds.
I think Charles might be gaining on us a little bit as well. Still 11 seconds, but still gaining on us, though. Antele catching him too. Yeah, Kimi's on medium tire, to be fair. How is our teammate doing? That's the big question, isn't it? Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 28.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums.
Okay.
They're 8th.
Oh.
Last lap, 1 minute 26.8.
Wait. Red Bull's still on in the points. Red Bull's still on in the top 10, which means as it stands, if the race finished right now, we'd finish joint with Red Bull. The issue would be Ferrari. As it stands, Ferrari are second, we're third, Red Bull are fourth. So Hulkenberg is doing okay. Let's see if we can try and do a bit better, though. Is Max dead last? I don't know. I have no idea. There is a Red Bull that's like just outside the top 10. I think actually... Oh, you know what? There's a Red Bull P9. Never mind. I'm lying. There's a Red Bull P9. That gets him a couple points so far, and Hulkenberg is going to be under pressure now as well, because he's in P8, so we need Hulk to do some craziness right now. Yeah, as it stands, Ferrari are winning the P2 battle. Kane and Maguire, I think the follows on Twitch, guys. Appreciate you. We have the England striker and centre-back both in the chat right now. Love to see it. What's the gap between you and Ferrari? 19 points is what it started as.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Who has more wins between you and Red Bull? I think us. In my career, Ferrari's doing well too. Got quite a rival with Leclerc. Realistic though, at least, right? Ferrari quite competitive in real life right now too, so very fitting. Dude, Leclerc is actually fast though. He's now 10 seconds behind us. Why is Leclerc actually fast? I don't like it. 13 and 15% of the rear tires. Yeah, we won the World Drivers' Championship. We won the Drivers' Championship in Vegas. Now we are fighting for second in the Constructors. Pretty much, well, nearly halfway through this race now. Come more laps. I'll be at the halfway point. Starting to get a little bit darker out here as well. Kimi has passed Piastri as well as we expected. Teammates in P7. Oh yeah, he breezed past that Cadillac, didn't it? Tell you what, Hulk has got some good pace right now. But our teammate Nico Hulkenberg up to 7th place. I like it. I hope he's closing on that Ferrari as well. We'll find out, I guess. Verstappen is into P8. I assume it's Verstappen. I think it's a fair assumption to make. Give him time, he'll disappoint. He's done plenty of that, that's for sure. E.g. Qatar. Where does Hulkenberg need to finish? Well, it's dependent on everyone else, really. We need to outscore Red Bull by 29 points. And we need to outscore Ferrari by 19 points. So wherever the Ferraris are, he needs to get us in a position where we're 19 ahead. So that'll be a very variable thing right now. And to be fair, if he could try and pass that Ferrari on track, that would be a good help. But we are not 19 ahead of Ferrari just yet, I don't think. What do you use for your differential and brake bias? Brake bias, typically, I go between 53 and 55. Differential, I always use 100. I rarely go lower. Some people do go a touch lower. Some people do 95. I've even seen 90 a couple of times as well. But yeah, there's no real need to change it, really. You can leave it at 100. It's fine. Should I upgrade weight reduction or aero? Are you doing on my team or are you doing driver career? Oh boy. Bit of a side on entry. Leclerc's starting to drop back a little bit. Driver career, what team? Have been getting a bit more of a move on in the last few laps to make sure we can keep that gap at a good rate. 17 and 19%. On the rear tires. Up we go. I think Hulk is under a lot of pressure from Verstappen right now. We may well see a change for P7 soon, chat. And unfortunately, it's not going to be a welcome change. They're in the Sauber. I'd probably do... Yeah, I mean, I'd probably do weight reduction first, because that probably has the bigger impact, I would say. I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, you do both. But I'd say in a Sauber, you probably want to do the weight reduction. Do I have traction control on? I do not know. All my assists are off. Come on. 26.6 that last lap. Our pace is actually okay so far, isn't it? We are definitely faster than Charles Leclerc. What pedals do we have? The Club Sport V3s from Fanatec. $10.9. Rear tires are 19 and 21% at the moment. They're creeping up. We are probably about 7 or 8 laps away from the next stop, I reckon. We boxed on... What lap do we box? It's 17 or 18. I hate braking. I always lock up. Learn how to trail brake. It's a very important technique to having ABS off. Come on, Nico. I think it's about to lose position, isn't it? Yep. Verstappen into P7. We came out on lap 18. Okay, so we boxed into 17 then. So yeah, we can probably do either then. 37 or 38. Did you start sim in F1 or F2? We started this career in F1. We didn't do F2. Wait, did Nico get him back? Yeah, Hulk, we passed him. W Hulk. That other Rebel is not too far away though, is he? The problem is, the more they battle, the less they'll catch up to Hamilton, that Ferrari, so... I need them to, like, chill a little bit and just work together to catch up to the Ferrari. They're only, like, 4 seconds behind, if that, so... Leclerc is trying to catch up again, 10.5 now the gap. Oscar Piastri is not too far behind him either, so Piastri has finally got the hard tyres worked up. Come on. Regardless of Hamilton, needs to get Hulk at P4 at worst to beat Ferrari. If Leclerc stays P2, yeah. Well, Leclerc is in the battle right now with Piastri, so he might drop position there. But yeah, he's not really catching up to Merckx that much, is he? So it's a little bit it's kind of very scattered right now, isn't it, across the field? How did you add the rear mirror feature? You can turn it on in the on-screen display settings. Might have to put 2016 tactics. It may well have to add this, right? Yeah. Verstappen has definitely got the gap now to Hulkenberg. I don't think Hulk's got DRS anymore, so Verstappen will probably start getting a move on now. Verstappen has been cruising this race so far. He's already in P7. Started P21. I think P1 is safe against him, but there's still probably a chance he might be able to get on the podium, depending on the events behind. Explain trail braking. When you lift off the brake going into the corner to maximize your minimum cornering speed. If you watch my input on the bottom of the telemetry, you can see that as I approach the corner, I start releasing the brake a little bit. It reduces the lockup chance and also can help you carry the most speed into the corner as well.
Teammate behind, 29.7 seconds.
Do I have to do my race again because my mid-race save corrupted? Probably, yeah. Sounds like you'd have to. Are we racing Ferrari for the Constructors? Yeah, we're racing both Ferrari and Red Bull. And at the moment, we are failing to both. We need to outscore Ferrari by 19 points. And then we need to outscore Red Bull by 29. So as it stands, looking a little bleak.
Still looking good.
But we've still got a good 25 laps to go. So anything can happen. Still got a long way to go in this race. We may still see spins and retirements. Maybe safety cars. Who knows? Abu Dhabi does like to throw up some drama, as we have seen from all the very unhappy Lewis Hamilton fans. Even Max Verstappen fans in 2025, actually. Come on. You're cheating? How? Here's my predictions for the WDC this season. My money's on George, but Kimi has looked very strong so far in the opening races, so I ain't gonna sleep on Kimi, but my money's on George. Piastri has passed Charles Leclerc. Yeah, Piastri's pace has finally awakened a little bit. Do you think Kimi and George civil war? I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be an awkward one for Mercedes, no doubt, because I think they are both drivers that Mercedes do highly... They highly rate both of them, really. You're using DRS every lap? Well, I'm not, because I haven't got any DRS right now. I've got no one around me to get DRS from. Do you think Merc will take Constructors, or will it be a two-way battle Ferrari? Yeah, I think Merc will take it. Although saying that, some of the tweaks against regulations and stuff in the future, it might hurt Mercedes a little bit. Obviously, getting the engine ratio change in the summer shutdown, and that will most likely hurt Mercedes a good bit. So I do wonder in the second half of the season if we might see another team start to crop up a little bit more. Maybe Ferrari, of course. So yeah, we'll see. But at the moment, I do feel like Mercedes are the favorite, but we'll see what happens. Even before Ferrari get a 1-2 in Miami, I would expect there to be a lot of upgrades for many teams in both Miami and Canada, I think it is after Miami, isn't it? I think there'll be plenty of upgrades coming off those two Grand Prix because there's such a big break until Miami and then, of course, until Canada as well. So too early to say, I feel. It is very early right now. We are still very early into the season. We're only 3 rounds in, so... But just from the way things are looking and going is why I'd say Mercedes, but... Yeah, who knows? Anything can happen. I mean, hey, I thought Piastri was a dead set for the World Championship last year when Lando DNF'd in Zandvoort. I thought that was a guarantee Piastri win the championship from there, but nope. He fell off big time after sort of Monza, really, didn't he? Max WDC when he moves to Merc mid-season? Maybe. Have you tried the F-Center Corsa F126 mod? I have. That shit difficult to drive, I will say. Cockpit blocked. Bro was ready for that one, huh? Damn. Colin, signal follow me. Appreciate it, dudes. Welcome in as well. 10.4 to Piastri. Gap has closed up a little bit again. And we are approaching the next pit window very quickly here. Next up, be lap 37. We've got to be a bit careful where we rejoin, though. I'd like to maybe try and extend a bit further and see if we can try and get ahead of the two Mercedes, really. The gap at the moment is 18.3 to Kimi, so I wonder if we just hold out a bit longer and try and get the gap to the Mercs. It might take a few laps to do that, though. But you'd imagine that medium tire is starting to drop off a bit, right? So lap 37. I mean, the pit window for a soft tire was lap 44. But my concern is the soft tire is going to be absolute ass. I don't think that soft tire is going to be very useful, so I'm kind of just tempted to go for a hard tire instead. You are doing these cock reviews way too early, Colin. That is so easily blockable. You gotta be better with your timing here. What's your opinion on the best F1 engine ever? Best F1 engine ever. For me, I love the V8s. I know everyone always praises the V10s and stuff that we had, but for me, I love the V8s in like the late noughties. We've heard some unbelievable engine sounds in the past, no doubt. Box lap 38, 39. Yeah, that gap to Kimi is still only 19 seconds right now. I want to get that to about 23, roughly. At the moment, it's 19.2. We gained about a second on entering that lap. Honda V6 Hybrid's been pretty solid in the last 10 years too. Well, I mean, if you exclude this year, that's for sure. And maybe the McLaren era as well. I will say, though, the Honda and Red Bull coalition worked very well. But other than that, Honda have been pretty mediocre. Okay, Kimi's in. That helps out a little bit, actually. So
Okay,
we would come out ahead of Hamilton.
Nico in the pits.
Hulk's pit as well. Maybe we can go this lap. Would only have to pass Russell. That's not bad. Okay, I think we go this lap, chat. Let's set the hard tires as well. We don't want to use the softs. We know those soft tires are going to be pretty gross at the end. But we've got 26 to Hamilton, 20 to Russell. Leclerc and Piastri fighting away for P2 again. Leclerc's got him. Red Bull's in P6. Yeah, that'll be Verstappen, I'm pretty sure. Right, through the final two corners we go. And let's dive into the pits and get this hard tire off and put a new one on. And that'll be our final stop. Well, for now, our final pit stop of the season. Unless we get a safety car or something. Or a puncture or something, you never know. There we go, into the pits. Off go the hards, on go a new hard.
Go, go, go.
This time a good pit stop, 2.4.
Faster than we were expecting.
20 seconds in at the pit lane.
Let's go.
But the pit entry obviously is quite slow as well because it's very tight through the tunnel. And we have come out right ahead of George Russell. Wow. So yeah, it is about 20 seconds in total in the pits then. That worked out really nicely. Why hard? 4 more laps to have done that. The soft tires will get destroyed. We would shred the soft tires after like 5 laps, I reckon. I don't think it was worth the risk.
Okay, mate. Okay, Russell's behind you.
I'm
now.
happier just going for a hard tyre. Mediums, we ain't got one.
Please.
We only had one medium tyre. We went with a harder allocation today, so... If we went balance, we probably could have gone balance, but if we went balance, we could have done a medium, hard, medium. Russell did not get DRS there either. Cool. All right, to the end now, chat. To the end. Leclerc and Piastri are going to pit again. I'm not too sure when, but I think they might go medium tyres the final stint as well. I went to the pub and missed Q3 in 39 laps. Well, yeah. Are you surprised by that? How are you surprised by that? The beers rocked you that good, huh? What mod am I using? I'm using Lister mods. I'm using all the 2026 liveries and the 2026 season mod that you can download on overtake.gg. Hulk now. Let's see where Hulk is.
Gap ahead, 6.2 seconds.
Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate behind, 33.2 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're
Okay.
in 12th. And the time last lap, 1:45.9.
That's, P12 at the moment. I think there are still some people to pit, to be fair, which might get a position or two back, but P12 at the moment is not ideal.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
What did I tell you, Vince? I'm not going to jump the gun just yet. I think there are still some people to pit, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. Just hang tight. New PB, 25.8. Fast lap of the race as well. Leclerc and Piastri both in. I think they'll be going medium tyres. They are indeed. Leclerc and Piastri both on medium tyres to the end of the race. The gap should be around 15 seconds, I want to say, when they come out the pit exit. Let's see. Hamilton stayed out, but he'll probably box end of this lap. Their medium tyres will be very quick, but they will die out, as we've seen. What AI difficulty do you use? 110. We're on max AI. Oh, that was nearly a bit too deep there. Just caught that outside curb a little bit off. Yeah, 15 to Piastri. 17 to Charles Leclerc. So expect that gap to come tumbling down pretty quickly, because these hard tyres, they're pretty durable, but they're not exactly very quick. So the medium tyres should be very fast on those two cars, but they've got a lot of time to find. We've got, 17 laps to go when we cross the line? And the gap is 15 seconds. They've got to try and find pretty much consistently a second a lap. And we go over the line. It's not going to be a new PB this time. 26.3. We are getting close to our first back marker here as well. One of the Racing Bulls. Probably Arvid Lindblad. Yep, there you go. Lewis Hamilton's in. Piastri was 1 second quicker that lap. That's what they got to do. They need to find a second every lap. You're too close to your wheel. I am perfectly fine, thank you. Nearly like last night with you and Max. Yeah, this time, though, we haven't got any fuel issues.
Put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Come on, 14.6. Do you think there could be any improvements for the game? Definitely, 100%. There are many aspects of the game that can be improved. The AI could be overhauled for one. The AI in this game are so weird. Very inconsistent. Sometimes they're stupidly quick and sometimes they're stupidly slow. I'd like to see more features in career mode as well. More things to do outside the garage and stuff like that as well. Be good. You know what? I actually hope that we get to see... you remember how on F1... I think 2020 had it, but I know 2019 definitely did. Do you remember how you used to be able to do interviews with that Scottish woman at the end of the sessions? 25-1 for Charles Leclerc. Dude, he was... I wasn't that much quicker actually that time. 4/10. We had a good lap there. Claire, that's the one. Yeah, Claire. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I know it got like... But the problem that we had with interviews is... It was just like very generic. You'd always ask... Like, you'd always be asked the same questions and you'd always have the same answers. So if we could have things like that back, where we could do interviews, but have more diverse answers and diverse questions and things, that'd be good. I'd like that. But it was a nice little feature in itself. Just needed more to it, really. Pit and confirm. Okay. What tire? You're our chief strategist here, Joey. Don't let me down. It got so jarring after a while, though. Only because of how repetitive it got. More than anything. Can you get fired in this game? Yes, but you don't get the animation of the person ripping up your contract in front of you. I forgot her name as well. I hated her. She pissed me off. 25-1 for Charles Leclerc. That was 9/10 quicker. I think it's Emma. Eleanor's the one that's currently in the game. Emma was the very typical HR Karen. I got fired even if I won the WDC. Ferrari fired you? That sounds like something Ferrari would do. How dare you win the World Drivers' Championship? Tears up your contract right in front of your face. We don't win here. Mediocrity is in our status. It's our motto. Trust you, Lewis Hamilton fan. Do not want that 8th World Championship with Ferrari. That was a horrible final corner. Jesus. What's the wear? 8%. $13 to go. Still looking pretty good right now. Piastri's still gaining, but he's definitely not getting enough at the moment. What are the reasons for being fired? Being shit. Most importantly. Bizzle, thank that follow, mate. Appreciate it as well, dudes. You beat Charles to it, get out. He's a prodigy, son. Exactly. One cannot simply beat Charles Leclerc and get away with it. If my calculations are right, then Ferrari will take second place in the championship by 1 point to Red Bull. The Ferraris are 3rd and 7th. The Red Bulls are 6th and 9th. The Audis are 1st and 8th. Is what it looks like. We can confirm that real quick, though. Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 35.2 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're 8th.
Yeah, P8.
1 minute 26.7.
To be fair, Hulk has actually done all right so far. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to say that too quickly, but... Hulk has actually done okay so far. I just realized I have 100... Wait, what? 1,150... Do you mean 115k? I'm guessing that's what it means, right? The point.k is confusing me here. I'm going to assume it's 115k. Needed it all season, though? Yeah. Very much so. as I say, the second half of the season, he's actually been all right. But the first half, he was just nowhere. In the first half of the season, the only points he got was in Canada, and he got P4 there. Everywhere else, he was diabolical. That's what I mean. I'm like, does he actually have 1.1 million points? There's no way, right? I don't think anyone's ever had 1 million points in this stream before. Why do people not use the cockpit camera? I don't know why other people don't. Because it's better in this game. Cockpit camera sucks in this game. I will happily use cockpit camera in every other game other than F1. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like how terrible the general settings are in cockpit view, but it's like you can barely see anything.
Nice one. It's a long way to go in this race though, so keep your head down.
153 cockpit laps. It needs to time it better though. It was way late with that cockpit view again. It's gonna time the cockpit better. Am I good for always using it? I don't think particularly anyone really cares, really. The way to tell if someone is good is if they're quick at the game, rather than what camera angle they use. I think in a more sort of like, as we call it in a game like this, in a more simcady game, I don't think it really matters. You can play however you want in a game like this. However, if you're playing more of a sim game, then yeah, I would say you probably should be in cockpit view and whatnot and doing it the authentic way. I mean, man, I've seen people play in the Forza Horizon mode where they play third party off the rear wing. I don't know how they do that. I have no idea how they do that. $29 for Audi, Red Bull 10, Ferrari 21 points currently. It's Paolo did it right there. Paolo timed that perfectly. Well done, Paolo. Y'all gotta take notes from Paolo here. Do you know what? Colin actually set him up perfectly there, to be fair. Start playing LMU and Fire Chase Cam with Raceline on, just Rage Engagement Farm. That would work, to be fair. That would work. That would definitely get engagement of some sort. Green first sector. Yeah, it was actually fast in the first sector despite the cockpit camera. We are winning. Oh, that was unnecessary. Another one? Oh, buddy. Nah, you were chill out on the block, Howick. Nah. I'm an honest man. You were too late with the block. VAR it? You didn't account the stream delay, did you? You did not account the stream delay. They need over a second lap now? Yeah. Although, to be fair, I am slower in cockpit camera. So, if you keep me in cockpit camera, I will be slower. And they will catch me. That's on you guys to do that, though. Do I have any assists on? Nope. All my assists are off. Change it. You gotta block it. If someone redeems it, you gotta block it. I don't think I can refund myself. I'm pretty sure you can. Need a no HUD redeem. That's awkward to do though, because I have to keep pausing to change it all. The cockpit camera redeems are easy because I can quickly change the camera view, my buttons, but you can't do that with the HUD annoyingly. 26.5. That time we got no cockpit view. We're good this time. How did you remove the halo? You can turn it off in the camera customization settings. Will Piastri catch you? He shouldn't, but there is an outlying chance he might. He was faster last few laps by a good bit, so... Brake balance 70% redeem when. That would be horror. Pure horror. I have made that mistake countless times. I do not want to do that again. Wow, holy... that's getting blocked. Yep, that was... That was pathetic attempt, Hangman. Bro did it halfway around the lap. You guys got to remember the cockpit lap activates to start the next lap, so you got to try and time it. Nah, I don't think he'll make it. Surely not. What does the cockpit block do? It basically makes me not do the cockpit cam. So if someone redeems the cockpit cam, then the next lap around, I'll do cockpit camera for the entire lap. But there's also a block that stops me from doing it, essentially. So basically, people will have an entire war in the chat. It's quite fun to watch sometimes. When did I first start racing? Well, very long ago. Very, very long ago. That was for this lap and was at the second last corner. What? No. You ain't gonna try and scam your way out of this. Mine was pretty well timed. You must have like 3-minute stream delay. What are you talking about? Someone told this guy to refresh his stream. What do you mean? Pretty well timed. You did it halfway around the damn lap. Two green sectors here, though. Human blocked another cockpit there as well. PB! 25.3. Nope. Alex, again, too late. Y'all need to work on your timing. Oh, my God. I was at turn 1 when that came through. I need to get... Do you know how we can do this, chat? I know the way we can actually, like, define this once and for all. I need to get, like, an alert on the stream that says when someone redeems a cockpit view. Then it can be accurately VAR'd, can't it? And then you can truly tell where the stream delay is. Although, to be fair, no one has blocked Alex yet, just saying. I'm glad I mentioned it. Verstappen must retire, as a Lewis fan would love it. Yeah, I mean, for Verstappen's own good, he should retire as well. Maybe he can go and enjoy a sport elsewhere, like he should. He's got nothing to prove to Formula 1 anymore. Go and get yourself some titles elsewhere. Whoa! I mean, it worked. Maybe Alex was playing 200 IQ plays this entire time. Maybe Alex was actually playing 3D chess. Has been sent around what a 26 OT sign would be. Wow, you guys are starting to measure this? Damn, okay. Y'all are getting real with this cockpit view. They're starting to plan it now. Eight points into Piastri. He is definitely not getting enough, is he? 5 laps to go, and Oscar Piastri is way too far back. I think at the moment, though, we're still in P4, aren't we? In the Constructors, which is quite tough to accept. I'm not going to lie. We gave it everything in this race to give it everything we had to get that P2, but it's not going to happen. That one was blocked. No doubt. At least we'll end the season on the high, though, right? We're going to end the season on a high as it stands. Just got to make no mistakes. But it is not all over at the checkered flag, chat. We still have the future to decide with Berry Huckelheim. Will we leave Audi? If we leave Audi, where do we go? You guys will get to decide very soon where we will be racing for Season 2. So make sure you guys stick around. You guys will have your vote later on once we complete the season. I admit I was about 30-second delay before. Thank you. I'm not going crazy, I promise. Season 3? I guess technically Season 3, yeah, if you include the 1986 season mod we did. But this is essentially a new career, so it's the same driver. Who has the highest VPs? I don't know. We can probably check, though, on the little software I have. Spin slightly to give Piastri pole over, make it a dramatic final race. I mean, to be fair, I think at this stage it doesn't even matter what happens because we are not going to get P2 in the Constructors. Not even P3 at the moment either. Is there a way you can get a Constructors Championship update from Mark? Probably not, right?
41.2 seconds.
Championship standings?
As things stand, we're going to be leading the championship.
No, that's only about the Drivers' Championship, not about the Constructors. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see after the race, but I'm fairly confident that right now Red Bull are going to win the battle.
Paolo _ 1119 says Ticto.
Ticto? What's Bro's plan here? Dan Ticto? Yeah, my assumption is that he probably entered too early, I ain't gonna lie.
Track conditions still looking good.
Do you do last lap cockpit view? I do cockpit view when there's a redeem. That is a successful redeem. I'm gonna sneeze. Ah! A lot of allergies in this place. 25.9. Oh, blocked. Wow. Holy, that was a on the line block, I'm pretty sure. That was like, that would have been a VAR right there, I think. That would have been a VAR right there. Please do cockpit view. Redeem it on my Twitch. There's redeems on there to make me do cockpit view. However, you will go to war doing a cockpit view. You have to add sound to this. Yeah, we could do sounds or overlays. Maybe sound will work better, wouldn't it? Because then I could actually not miss it as well myself. I reckon the sounds would drive you insane, though. I'd have it, like, fairly quiet-ish, where it's not, like, too loud or anything. I reckon, though, for the cockpit, when someone redeems the cockpit camera, we get a James Mays. James May saying cock. Off Top Gear. Oh! We got a cock with you! That was well timed. Maybe we can improve that for season 2. Hey, relax. No need for that now. I'm tuning in and all I hear is cock. That's all you gotta know. You don't need to know anything else other than that. Oh, cock. All right, chat, here we go. 1.5 more laps to go for this season. It has been a very dramatic season, but as it stands, we are going to round out the final race of the season on the top spot. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to do enough right now to get second in the Constructors Championship. In fact, I think our teammate, Nico Hulkenberg, has just been overtaken by Isaac Hadjar, which drops him down to P9. So we gave it everything we had today, but unfortunately, circumstances elsewhere did not really go the way we wanted it to. So, oh, great block, Blake. That was like instantaneous. Final lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's embrace it. One last lap here in Abu Dhabi. One last lap for the season. Will it be our final lap in the Audi as well? It has been a dramatic season, to say the very least. But let's see it through. Who won the drivers? We did. We won the drivers out in Las Vegas. Soak it in, chat. Breathe in the atmosphere. And we can prepare for a little break before we head into season number 2 of this career mode. Season 3 if you include the 1986 season mod. This is very illegal weaving, but I don't care. Until I get a 10-second penalty, then it's GG. Here we go. Through the final sector. For the final time. Here in Abu Dhabi, the fireworks are being prepared for the finale. Through the hotel section we go for the very last time. Under the bridge for the very last time as well. Just a few more corners to go. And ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 season comes to a conclusion. We win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The fireworks will not go up in the air. I was expecting fireworks. We got nothing. Oh, wow. I don't mean that much, I guess. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are the winners of the final race of the season. And that will conclude the season as well. GG's, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out. Max Verstappen got drive the day. I think he finished P5 in the end. And I'm pretty sure Red Bull secured P2 in the Constructors Championship. We'll verify that in a moment. GG, ladies and gentlemen. What a season. You only get fireworks in Mexico and Singapore, I think. Surely you get them in Abu Dhabi. There's no way you don't get them in Abu Dhabi. I will say, though, I do play particles off, so I don't know if that has an effect.
You want them to deliver you the best possible car for the start of next
Last corner, Max to P4. Wait, did he actually? Did he get P4?
Sauber in the #1 spot on the podium today. What a thrilling
It's because of particles? Oh, okay, fair.
Result for this team.
I can hear the fireworks actually in the background. It's Leandro Trossard! Got the Leandro Trossard celebration. Your favorite player? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. That's Martinelli. Don't get it confused. Will the next season be the DLC patch? Well, the DLC's not dropping for another couple months, so it'll be a long wait for a career mode then. We are doing another season, though. Don't worry. Yours is Gakpo? Oh, yeah. Gakpo and Martinelli 1v1. Jesus Christ. Worst 1v1 in history.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap.
Just wait till they add the Jokeres Selly to F1. They're not allowed to. They need to buy the rights to it, don't they? Because he's trademarked it. Jokeres trademarked Selly, so... Yeah, you're right. Max Verstappen did pass George Russell for P4. I don't know if he actually... Do you think he actually did, though? Do you think he actually did? Favorite non-current Prem player? Ooh, Elise, I'd say. He's a baller. They need to add the sexy Dexy to this? A sexy Dexy? It's just simulated him faster than Final Seta? Yeah, I think it has. We could verify, though, real quick. I think it has scammed him the P4 there. Let's see. Verstappen had an unbelievable race, though. Started P21, finished P4. Crazy. Oh, you know what? Hold up. He's actually really close to him. Might be able to pass him. Yo, Fairs. Oh. No, Verstappen actually got him. Damn. P21 to P4 for Max Verstappen. That's a crazy good drive. That's what he's capable of. We all know that. Even Isaac Hadjar had a pretty good race as well, going from P18 to P8. But, yeah, let's have a look at the confirmation then for the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull do get it by 3 points to Ferrari. Oh, that was close there. Red Bull edged to second place to Ferrari. And unfortunately, we finish in P4. We gave it a very good go. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to even get P3 in the Constructors' Championship. So GG's those said Red Bull. You won it by 3 points to Ferrari. And unfortunately, we just weren't quite good enough to match the Ferraris. If Hulkenberg had a bit more pace, maybe the outcome would have been different. But unfortunately, P9 was the best he could do. But ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the season then. We win the final race this season. We finish, hopefully, how we start for season 2. But ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Now, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the big one. The season is over, but the mind games are far from finished. We have to decide the future of Berry Huckelheim. I'm so ready for the driver swaps, best part career mode. Oh, yeah, we'll be looking at that as well, don't you worry. We'll be looking at all the driver swaps that happen for the 2027 season. I mean, it's still going to be the 2026 mod. However, it's not going to be very 2026-like when we see bloody, I don't know, Lewis Hamilton turning up for Haas. Let's see. Time to super race for next season. Yep. You guys will get to decide on that any moment now. We're going to complete the season and see how we round up. Iris, thank you for following Twitch, mate. Appreciate you, dudes. Welcome in as well. Gotta add super clipping. We will see. We will see. V-Carb only scored 1 point. Yeah, V-Carb had a terrible season. Here we go, chat. Right. Before we do this, let's take a look at the R&D. Before we jump into the contract event, this is the R&D right now. Bear that in mind, chat. McLaren are the best team right now. Red Bull in second. Mercedes in third. Ferrari and Aston Martin in fourth and fifth. We're basically level with Aston Martin and Williams there right in the middle. And then Alpine, Haas, Cadillac, and Racing Bull right at the bottom there as well. Road to make V-Carb better than Red Bull. That'd be a mission. Look how far the gap is there. That'd be an absolute mission. Aston bring New Year Championship again, you reckon? Well, it's time, chat. Well, I think, first of all... Okay. There's only 4 teams we can sign for here, chat. We can sign for Mercedes, Ferrari, Audi, or Williams. They are the only teams we can sign for. We can't sign for Aston Martin. Those are the 4 teams that we can sign for Season 2. So... You know what we're doing, chat. You know what we are doing. Not prediction, what we're doing. I want poll. Who do we sign for Season 2? I'll say who do we join for Season 2, actually. Who do we join for Season 2? Don't want to confuse the wording here. I'll put Audi at the top to stay at Audi if you guys want to. Then we'll have Mercedes... Ferrari, and Williams. There we go. 2-minute poll in the chat right now. If you guys on TikTok want to vote on where you want to see me drive for in Season 2, head over to the Twitch right now. The poll is up. Vote on up, ladies and gentlemen. Get the move on. Ferrari taking early lead here. Williams not too far behind, to be fair, though. Stay and win the Constructors, you reckon? Only 2 people want me to say... Wow, look at this. Jesus. Ferrari have liftoff, bro. What is this? You was the first vote. W. No, Aston, I can't. It won't let me join Aston. It's the only 4 teams we can join is the ones on the left-hand side of the screen down here. So, unfortunately, we cannot join Aston Martin. It won't let me. I agree, though. Joining Aston Martin would have been pretty fun. But unfortunately, it's not an option. Didn't Hockenheim used to race for Mercedes in F1 24? Yeah, to be fair, I think he's actually raced for every single team there. I'm pretty sure... Have we raced at Williams before? I feel like we might have raced at Williams before. We've definitely raced at Mercedes. We've definitely raced at Ferrari. But I don't know if we've raced at Williams before. You guys are boring. Ferrari is common. Williams is rogue. You started at Williams, then joined Mercedes? Yes, because Carlos Sainz was our teammate, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure Carlos Sainz was our teammate, right? No, that was for the 1986 mod. Which was also Williams. No, it wasn't. That was Benetton. I raced for Benetton in that career. Which was technically originally Williams, but... Williams looks bad. Well, it's looking good for Ferrari. Look at this, bro. 64% for Ferrari. 26% for Williams. 5% each for Audi and Mercedes. Mercedes is going to finish last here, in fact. Damn, bro. There we go. Ferrari. Well, to be fair, it's not set in stone yet. We've still got to discuss the contract. However, if the contract fails, we will join Williams. Or try to join Williams, at least. We're going to go in order of that poll, basically. So, let's see. Can we join Ferrari? Contract time. Let's do this, chat. You were Williams, Brandon, Benetton? Yeah, exactly. So technically we drove for Williams, I guess, but it wasn't like visually Williams. Right, let's put this to 86. That says it's recommended. We'll set the contract length to 1 season as well. Wait, look at that recognition, bruh. 30... I'm the world champion, and I'm getting 33% recognition? That is insulting. That is an insult. If I go slightly higher on the rating, I can go to 34. Yeah, it does mean Lewis Hamilton will move team, though. Or retire. I don't recall anything about him retiring, though, so... Okay, I'm going to put the rating at 91. I want that little bit extra recognition. Dude, it goes up 2%, bruh. Alright, let's do that. Contract signed. There we go. I wonder if Lewis Hamilton might go to Audi. Continue. There we go. So, we've decided what team we're joining, chat. We are joining Ferrari for Season 2. However... we need to now see the grid order for Season 2. We won't see it just yet, though. We're still at Audi at the moment. But if we skip on the time, we should find out very, very soon. Let's see. That happened to me when I resigned work. I won the World Championship. They put me on a 40-60 duo run, so it makes no sense. Like, I just won the World Championship, bro. Right. End the season. My contract reg was with Max, and then I had Yuki as a teammate. Yeah, these swaps should be very interesting, huh? Very, very interesting. We know Lewis Hamilton will not be a Ferrari, but let's see elsewhere. Hadjar at the moment is still a Red Bull, but to be fair, I'm still in the Audi kit, so... Alright. We'll finish on 61% recognition over Hulk as well. There we go, chat. Championship winning season with Berry Huckelheim. We got 8 wins, 11 pole positions, 449 points, 4 accolades earned as well. And of course, our driver rating went up 18 ratings. Good lord. And our recognition went up 17% as well. I don't think we got quite as much for Season 2, but Yeah, at least we got that Drivers' Championship. That's what you care about the most. All right, Season 2 should be loading. Oh, chat. Hear me out. We remove Bahrain and Saudi because they're not on the calendar. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Where is Bahrain? Here it is. Remove Bahrain and Saudi because they're not on the calendar, and we bring in Austria and Silverstone. Can we bring in Zandvoort as well? Swap Spa. You pack it in. Imola? To be fair, Imola's not on the calendar, is it, as well? That does make sense. I love Imola, but it isn't on the calendar. But I hate Miami. I hate Miami. But yeah, it makes sense to go Imola. Leave Zandvoort reversed off. It's awful. I'm going to be slightly biased here, Paolo. I literally won the Creator Series there, so I got to have it. All right, there we go. Saudi, Imola, and Bahrain all off the calendar, seeing as that it's probably be quite realistic there as well, although the replacement tracks aren't realistic, but either way. Miami is on the calendar. Yep, Miami will be on the calendar. Yep. Until 2035. Actually, maybe longer than that, actually. Wow. He looks fucking good in red, doesn't he, chat? Barry Harkelheim looks pretty damn good in red. Good lord. All right. We get it! As reigning champion, you are entitled to use the driver number 1 this season. Would you like to switch to driver number 1? Abso-fucking-lutely I do. You can't do that in my team, bro. Ooh. Why can't I use these ones? Locked until the end of Season 2? Bruh. Upgrades become more expensive the more you develop. Yeah, I like that, actually. I like that. Let's do that one. All right. I think it's time, chat. We find out who is driving where in season number 2, shall we? Time to find out. Wait, should we do the driver reveals first? Or the grid reveal? Should we do that first? I hope we get the chance to. You didn't add Portugal? Yeah, that'd be great if that was a thing. Let's see if we can do the grid reveal. I don't know if it will let us. I don't see the option for it, actually. Why is the Ferrari so dog shit? Why is McLaren so far ahead? What are these regulations? What happened? What's happened? Why am I worse than Audi? What the hell did... What have Ferrari been doing? Oh my God. I feel like Lewis Hamilton. Where are the aero upgrades? What is this car? Chassis-wise, we're all right. Powertrain? Powertrain, we're all right. Durability? Durability's mid. What are you doing, Ferrari? Oh my God. We're in trouble, chat. We're in big trouble. This car does not have any aerodynamics. Oh, we are so cooked. I don't see anything about a grid reveal, though. We might have to look ourselves. Yep. There's no grid reveal. Okay, wow, that's a shame.
All the new parts have been fabricated.
All right.
We're going to have them with us
chat.
For the next Grand Prix.
We're the third best team. I love you, Ferrari. Never doubted you. Never doubted you. Always had trust in Ferrari. Okay. Let's have a look, chat. Let's have a look at the driver ratings for... Oh, the driver thingies for this season. Let me just turn the in-game music off real quick, because that'll be way too loud. Let's see. Who is where for Season 2? How many driver transfers have we had? Driver ratings graph, right. Wait. Driver comparison, here we go. Oh my God, Max Verstappen's at Aston Martin. Max Verstappen is at Aston Martin. Oh my God. Lando Norris still at Williams. Lando Norris still at McLaren. Sainz at Williams. Russell is at Mercedes still. It looks so wrong. Oh my God, it looks so wrong. Lewis Hamilton in a Red Bull. What are these driver changes? Max Verstappen to Aston Martin and Lewis Hamilton to Red Bull. Bro, what is happening? Piastri's still at McLaren. Alonso has... Actually, Alonso's not even retired. He's a free agent. He could technically be re-signed. He's not retired yet. Gasly's still at Alpine. Albon's still at Williams. Hadjar is still at Red Bull. Hulk still at Audi. Ocon's still at Haas. Law's still at Racing Bull. Colapinto is still at Alpine. Stroll is Verstappen's teammate, of course. Of course he is. Kimi's still at Mercedes. Bortoleto has joined Racing Bull. Wow. Ollie Berman has gone to stayed at Haas, and Lindblad has been dropped by Racing Bull. Wow, okay. And I think that's all the transfers. I mean, that's not a crazy amount of transfers, but the transfers that happened are outrageous. Verstappen at Aston Martin, Lewis Hamilton at Red Bull. What am I seeing? Who's the second Audi? Wait, that's a good question. Who is the second Audi? Wait, who's in the Cadillac as well? Oh, it's going to be Perez and thingy, isn't it? It's still be Perez and... Oh my God, Michael Schumacher's at Audi. What? Bro's resurrected. Michael Schumacher is at Audi. Wait. Michael Schumacher's joined Audi. That was not what I was expecting. I mean, to be fair, joining a German team, you know, that I dig it. I dig it. Damn, that's a crazy couple of transfers there. Jesus. It didn't come up on the driver ratings there either. That's kind of weird, but yeah, wow. Fair enough. I don't know why it doesn't come up on here, but whatever. Audi WDC World Constructors Championship. I mean, this could be a pretty crazy season, right? There you go. There's all the confirmation right there. So we have gone to Ferrari to replace Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton has gone to Red Bull to replace Verstappen.
Team Radio. Dead Call 23 says this is the silliest of silly seasons I have ever seen.
It did be kind of silly. Lewis Hamilton has gone to Red Bull to replace Verstappen. Verstappen has gone to Aston Martin to replace Alonso, who is not driving this season. Hasn't retired, just been dropped by Aston Martin. Bortoleto has gone to Racing Bull to replace Lindblad, and then replacing us at Audi, it's Michael Schumacher. I mean, that's not a bad replacement, is it? God damn. Crazy transfers. Crazy. Well, chat, I think it's safe to say the first race of Season 2 is going to be absolutely cinema, isn't it? Pure cinema. The first race of the new season will begin next week on Monday. Yeah, that is going to be wild. Absolutely wild. I'm looking forward to seeing how Verstappen gets on at Aston, Hamilton at Red Bull, and even more so, Schumacher at Audi. That's going to be crazy. 2 Germans at Audi, though, is very fitting. Very, very fitting.